experts on engaging your brain, staying social, managing stress, restorative sleep, eating well, and exercising. These interviews are meant to provide strategies and practical tips for staying sharp and optimizing our overall well being. So, these 6 pillars of brain health and the interviews can be found on our website and also on our Facebook and YouTube pages. So, turning to our gentle yoga class and introducing Ruth. Ruth Sharon is a licensed professional counselor, registered yoga teacher, as well as a relationship and wellness coach, author, and healing retreat leader. Ruth first experienced the power and beauty of hatha yoga when she was 25. Now, as a senior yoga teacher, she brings her expertise, compassion, good humor, and joy to our class, and she will tell you more about what to expect. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Ruth.
Thank you, Marcia. Thank you, Eleanor. Welcome, everyone. So we're going to align our breath right now so that we could use our breath as a resource as we do the poses. So we're going to do a little seated meditation now. So you can sit on the floor or even lay down on the floor or sit on your chair. And we just want the spine to be nice and straight. So just take a moment to arrive on your mat, on your chair, on your floor. Just bring yourself as present as you can, just turning off distractions, clearing your space, making sure you're not checking your phone or your computer. Just giving yourself this time. This is a treasured time for yourself to build your own resources, your own strength, your own inner balance. So today's theme is on balancing our elements. We're earth, nice and strong with bones and muscles and organs. And we live on the earth with all the trees. I was going to try to go outside, but my lawn service came, so it was going to be too noisy me setting up. Anyway, we're going to align with nature. So that's part of the earth, the trees, all the plants, the animals. We live on this earthly plane. We also have water flowing through our body. Everything is held in saline. The brain is sitting in saline. There's fluids going up and down the spine. All the joints have fluids. The heart's pumping. The lymph system is cleaning and clearing. We have a water system going through us. So we want to attune to that and clean it up. Sometimes our water system gets a little bit stagnant. So drinking lots of water helps. So if you have some water nearby, we'll take sips as we go. Water as a resource. And then we want to align with the fire, the sun, the heat, the digestive juices, the passion, the aliveness, the creativity, the outrage we might feel sometimes, that feeling of fire energy in us. So we're going to use that as some of our resource for some of our poses. And then the air, we've got this giant sky, this sky that goes endlessly out into space. That's the air element. And is our air clear? Is our mind clear? The air is thought of as thoughts, the mind. And as Marcia said, brain health is so essential. And some of that is in our thoughts to clear out some of those thoughts that are making us scared and constricting us. So we're going to work to align these 4 elements. So let's close our eyes and put our hands on our legs, either palm down or palm up, or wherever your arms feel comfortable. I'll just do this for a few moments. We're going to do 4 of each breath. And this is a wonderful practice you can do on your own. This is an ancient practice from the yogic tradition to align the elements. So closing the eyes. Exhale, just settle into your chair, your floor, your mat. Just feeling all the way down to the feet. We've done this practice in this class before to feel the earth underneath us. As I said, I'm in the lowest part of my house, so my feet are right over the floor that's over the earth. So being able to wiggle our toes and lift our heels and get our feet open so we could feel the earth. You know how good it feels to walk on the earth barefoot or in your shoes. So connecting to the earth. And we're going to do 4 breaths where we just fill the breath all the way up and give ourselves that feeling of sturdiness and strength and resilience that Mother Earth has to give us. And then when we exhale, just slough off any stress, tension, worrying, hurrying, and just settle, grounded, coming into earth element where we're just settled. Okay, so 4 of those breaths in and out through the nose. So you can see just 4 breaths might settle you. It's a great tool. A breath's always with us. Like I say, we don't have to log on or remember a password. We just remember our breath. So let's imagine the water. And as I said, sometimes the water system gets stagnant, you know, that heavy, draggy feeling you might have. The lymph system's trying to process stuff and it's heavy. Or the feeling of gravity is just making me feel like I can hardly take steps. So we're going to work on the flow today, getting the energy moving, getting the water moving. And so we're going to take the breath in through the nose, and then we're going to blow it out like water just flowing out of us. And sometimes it's helpful to imagine things. I love to use my imagination. I like to open up the top of my head and like have a funnel, and I picture water coming down like a Hawaiian waterfall is one of my favorite images, standing in that waterfall. Anything that feels like fresh water is coming in through the top of the head. Just imagining that water is going all the way through your body. And then when you blow out the breath, imagine the breath could clear the water out your hands and out your feet. So use your imagination. We'll do 4 water breaths in through the nose and blowing out the mouth. That's it. I'm sure we're paced a little differently. So taking long, slow breaths is the aim here. So as we imagine the water, we want to feel that feeling of refreshment. You know how good it feels when you're like going to a nice crisp lake and that water feels so good, or you take a shower and wash off the day or begin your day. So using water as a resource is something that can really purify us and revivify us, give us a ah, clear feeling about ourselves in that moment. So there's lots of rituals with washing. Maybe you use some of those rituals. So now we're going to focus on the fire energy. So imagine the sun just being a resource to you, a heat, bringing in that energy. And we're going to sip it in like kind of drawing through a straw through our mouth. Draw in that fire energy and just feel that warmth in your body. The digestion is warm, the heart beating is warm. There's a lot of warmth. We have body temperature. And then we're going to let it come out the nose. So in through the mouth, filling up with the fire, and out through the nose, just a nice stream of warmth. Kind of fill your room with a nice glow of warmth, of good feelings, of calmness, of nurturing, of comfort, of feeling safe. So in through the mouth, out through the nose. That's it. So you can see just 4 of these breaths can really change our state. So hopefully this is a helpful practice for you. And then the last one we'll practice is the air breath. And air is all around us. It's non-tangible. So our body, the physical is tangible. The water is tangible, but the air, the fire isn't really tangible. We can't hold it, but we can see it, we can experience it, we can feel the warmth. But air is a little trickier. It doesn't have mass. It's air, it's energy. It's the light refracting through the environment. So what kind of air do we want around us? Can we call on beauty to be around us? So when we breathe in, we're breathing in whatever good feeling we want. We want to have peaceful thoughts. We want to have healthy thoughts. We want to have loving thoughts, compassionate, patient, those kind of thoughts. So as we breathe it in, we're breathing it in through our mouth, sipping it in, like we're drawing it into our body and letting our whole body be filled with that quality, and then blow it out and spread that quality out into our room, into our house, into our neighborhood, into our world. So focus on in and out through the mouth to clear and purify the air around you and in you. Let yourself just sit in this balancing of the elements, the physical, the earth, the water, the flow, the ability to adapt, the emotions, the hormones, the cycles, the change, the flux. That's the water element. Feeling the fire, the energy to do things, to get up, to have motivation, to have passion, to have interest, to have curiosity, to have that fire energy. And sometimes mad is a really good thing to know about, because mad is a great warner. It tells us what we're upset about. So all of our emotions are helpful. Water, you could think of as sadness, probably, right? And the fire, feeling that fire energy, stoking up the fire, the light, that the illumination of your life. And the air is the spaciousness, the ability to see beyond our little tiny perspective and even see bigger, see wider. I think I told you this. I heard a speaker's years and years ago, decades ago. He said, I'm walking around with a telescope over one eye so I could see all the a microscope over one eye so I could see all the details and the little tiny things about life. And my other eye is like a telescope. I see the whole big span of space and how we're positioned inside of space. Quite an interesting perspective. So that's kind of a yogic perspective of living in those different dimensions. And I think all philosophies and religions have that kind of perspective. So yoga is not a religion, it's a philosophy and it's practices. So this part of yoga is called hatha yoga, the physical part of yoga. There's many other parts, all this meditation and visualization is part of it, doing service, being kind, influence in the world, volunteering, that kind of stuff. There's eight branches of yoga. So this is called hatha yoga, and we're going to start to wiggle our bodies a little bit and get into our bodies. Let's send one leg out and then bring it back, and then send the other leg, and just start getting our engines moving. Out and back and out and back. Inhale, exhale. Feel that warming up, getting that fire going. Good. 2 more. And relax. Good. And let's open the legs. We're going to push open and just stretch the inner thighs a little bit. Pushing with our hands gently, pushing our feet into the ground, pushing the heels into the ground. Feeling that push starts to activate, starts to fire up the muscles. Now we're going to take our shoulder. I'm going to start with this right shoulder. You can do the mirror image and do your left or do your right. Just pull the shoulder in so the shoulder's pointing down towards the knee and the other elbow is pointing up. Feel that stretch. If at any time what I'm doing doesn't feel good, it's like, ow, then come out of it right away. Don't do it anymore. Push your hand and lift your elbow and pull your shoulder in. So we're just activating the joints, hitting the water, lubricating the joints now in our wrist and in our elbow and in our shoulder. Just opening it up. Feel that in the back. Doesn't that feel good to stretch the shoulder blades away from the spine? There we go. Let's roll the shoulders. So I'm going forward, up, back, and down. Forward, up, back, and down. Forward, up, back, and down. Now let's go from behind. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and lift them up and roll them forward. So we're just kind of getting a kind of feeling of movement in our shoulder joints, our shoulder blades. Good. We're going to stand up in just a moment, but let's go up on our tippy toes. I don't think you can see my toes on this pose, but lifting up our heels. Can you feel that? Pushing into the toes and lifting up the heels. We're starting to activate the muscles of our legs. So these kind of seated poses we can do anytime, any place. I do them at meals. I do them on the plane. I do them in the bathroom. You know, anywhere we go, we can squat, lift up on our toes. So we're going to do that as we stand. So come up to standing. Put your feet together. And we're going to get into the earth pose, the mountain pose. So I guess I'll step back a little bit so you can see me better. So our feet are as close together as possible. When my toes touch, though, that hurts my back. So I open my feet a little bit, bend into the knees. Wiggle the hips a little bit. Orient your body. Here's your shoulders, hips, knees, feet, head, neck. Here I am, one whole person. Okay, so now we're earth. We're in the earth, and we're going to feel gravity pulling down on our fingers towards the earth, like the magnetic pull down, and our feet going down into the earth. Feel that down pull. Now, as I said last time, we have this like sky hook that's going to elongate our spine, give us a beautiful posture. So we're pulling down with our feet and our fingers, and we're lifting up at the top of the head. So don't tip your head up. Just feel the back of the neck and the spine stretching. Let's take an earth breath here, in and out through the nose. Good. Now, like we were on the chair, we're going to widen our stance now. It's a little different standing. If you need to go back to the chair, go back to the chair. But we're going to do some little plies in and out. Knees go out. If anything hurts, don't do it. I'm trying to stay upright, so try not to bend over, just up and down, just warming up. We're moving into the goddess pose. Mother Earth is thought of as a goddess, an abundant, everything we need is here. So let's push into our toes and lift our heel, make sure our knee's okay, and go to the other side. We're just warming up the legs. That's it. Now, here's a balance exercise we're going to do where we're going to go on both sets of toes. So see if you can balance, getting your glutes engaged as you lift up. And then if you can bring your arms out, this is known as goddess pose. You might have seen like a fertility symbol from a tribe or something that looks like this. So the shoulders to the elbows are straight as possible. And the fingers are wide, and we're up on our toes. You feeling that? And release. Good. Shake it out. We'll try it one more time so you can feel how that heats up the body. So we're using the earth and the heat. Okay, let's try it again. Go wider if you can. Keep it narrow if you want. So we're loosening up the hips, loosening up the knees, loosening up the ankles. Keeping our joints lubricated is a key to good health. Keep that water flowing. Good. Let's get up on the toes if we can. And then our hands if we can. Wide hands, straight back. Tailbone to the top of the head feels straight. Goddess pose. Good. And release. Shake it out. And let's put our one foot in front of the other. I have my right in front, my left in the back. Hold your chair if you need to. And we're going to dip in this way. Checking in on the knees, checking in on the hips. One more time. Good. Now we're going to lean forward over this leg. If you can reach the floor, you can go to the floor or put your hand on the leg, wherever it goes. We're stretching the backs of the legs. Feel that? This is called pyramid pose. I'm making a pyramid with my body. Let's try it the other way. So the feet are parallel and going in the same direction. When we do the warrior poses, we make them perpendicular. Okay, good. So bending and straightening. Good. And now from the hips. We're coming down from the hips. Hold on to your chair if you need to, or touch the floor. This is where blocks are handy. I have one in my room here. So we're just stretching the backs of the legs, pushing the back heel down and bringing our body over the front leg. Pyramid pose. Feels so good. And come on up. March it out a little bit. Loosen up the hips. Good. Now we practiced warrior poses before. I'm going to go on my mat wide here so you can see me. We're going to do a few versions of warrior. So warrior is a archetype in the yogic tradition and in many traditions. So we want to be grounded and strong. So we're earthbound. And we are going to turn. So this is my right foot, and my left foot is perpendicular. So my heel is in a line with my instep. Okay. And we're going to lean into the knee, but keep the body upright. And then bring the arms out. So you can bring them a little bit out, medium, or all the way up to the top, whatever feels good. This is called Warrior One. Strong. It's a strong pose. Good. Reach up and open the hands and turn the hips forward. Now this is Warrior Two. Turning the hips. The arms are relaxed. Here's our wings. Here's our air energy. I want to loosen up. Wrists, hands, wrists, hands. Loosen up the hands. Get the blood flow in the wrists. Good. Now we're going to do a reverse warrior where we're touching the back of the hand. I'm going to get on my mat because I'm slipping. So my hand is here on the back of my thigh, my hamstring. And I'm bending into my front knee, and I'm taking my hand and I'm watching my thumb as it goes up. So let your eyes tip up. And if that doesn't feel good on your neck, look straight ahead. And then bring your arm back as much as you can. So you're really opening up the side body. Feels so good. Stretch and strengthen and balance. Good. And then bring the elbow in. And we're doing side gate. We're opening up the gate here. And we're going to reach up. And if you can, bring the arm towards the ear. So don't cover your face. That's not a good position for your shoulder. If you can, open up the armpits. This flushes the lymph here. And stretch. Feel the pull of the fingers and the push back onto the back foot. Strong, balanced. Ah, good. And release. Woo, let's bring that together. March it out. Woo. I got hot doing that. Did you? Did you warm up? So we're looking at what kind of integration we're doing with our earth, our water, our fire, and our air. We're integrating them. So let's go to the other side now. Our foot is out in front. Our knee is not in front of the ankle, so keep the knee back and open up the back leg. The little toe is kind of your brake stop. You want to push into that. And then turn the hips and reach. This is different on this side for me. This hip is a hip I may need to get replaced. So your hands could be low or medium or all the way up. Pushing back on the back toe, pushing forward in the front foot. Warrior, strong warrior. Open the arms, turn the hips. So we're opening here and the hips are straight ahead if we can. The arms are here. Nice flutter of our arms. Wrists come up. You can even tap the wrists and then open the fingers. It's really important to exercise the hands. Inhale up. Exhale, open. Inhale up. Exhale, open. Good. And now we're doing the reverse warrior. So we're touching the back of the leg. Our hips are facing in the direction of our leg that's bent. And our arm is holding on to the hamstrings down back here, and we're engaging our glutes. And we're going to watch our thumb. Inhaling, coming up. Exhaling, deepening. Stretching the side body. And release into the open gate. Opening up, open up. So I'm using my own body to push weight onto my leg. You feel that? It's like a extra weight for the leg to deal with. And this hand comes up. Come all the way up to the top and then over the head, whichever feels best for your shoulder. Don't do anything that could harm you. In the philosophy of yoga, the primary foundation is do no harm. So it's a peaceful path. Oh, it feels so good. And release. Let's take it together. Let's shake it out. So at any time, take water. And at any time you need to sit down or lay down, pull your knees to your chest, relax. So while we're in the earth mode, we're going to do a tree pose. We started to do that last time, so you can hold on to something if you need to. Here, I'll show you what my feet are doing. Back to earth, back to the mountain. I told the class last time that I use standing mountain in the grocery line all the time. I just stand and get my body organized, get my breath organized. Why not use the time, right? Okay, so now we're gonna put our weight one foot and the other foot, either you could put your heel and lift your toe a little bit or put your toe on the floor. So you could be in this position, or you could bring it up to your calf, or if you can bring it up into your thigh, wherever it feels safe. And then one hand and then the other. Not sure if I can balance with my hand, my leg up so high. Or the tree branches. So try to balance, that's the key. Balance is really important for fall prevention as well, for just feeling like you're navigating. You're in your body and your feet and your heels and your ankles are all working. Woo! Good. And now if you can, take times to rebalance, but if you want to reach the arms and even have the arms sway in the wind, woo, that kind of burns my ankle. So just practice different balance exercises. This is a great toothbrushing exercise, right? You just brush your teeth while you're balancing. Yoga is a living practice. It's not just let me get on my mat and do yoga. Yoga is in life. It's a way of moving. It's a way of using our body. It's a way of organizing ourselves. Okay, good. Let's try the other leg. The foot nice and settled, wide toes, get a good platform, and then turn your foot. Your knee is turned out, so you're stretching this inner thigh. You're rotating the thigh bone out now. And you can bring it up, up. Just don't push against your knee. And up into the thigh, wherever it feels good. Feels good here, but I can't really balance. Used to here. Whew. So keep practicing wherever you are. Parks are great to be on the earth and just take a moment to balance. Good. Let's do another balance. This one's the eagle pose. We're bringing that feeling of flight into it as well. So the eagle pose is a little bit complicated, so just do parts if the whole thing feels too much. I'm gonna let me get my breath. We're gonna lift up our leg and then take it around and tuck the feet, or take it around here and tuck the foot. So this knee is facing forward. In the tree pose, we're rotating external. Here are hip joints straight ahead. So clasp your foot around like an eagle might stand on one foot and clasp its talon around its leg. So clasping it around. So you can go either way if your leg's flexible enough to do it that way or this way. And now, whichever leg you have out, take that hand out. Now we're going to take this hand and bring it towards the center. And then we're going to take the other hand and scoop it inside the other. So like I said, it's complicated. If you want to put your foot down while you get your hands organized, you can. So I'm dropping my elbow inside, and then I'm holding my hands. We may not be able to get that way. We might do this. This is fine. Or this. So what we're doing is stretching the backs of our shoulders. Okay, so let's try it with the leg, with the arms. Try to balance. Again, you can put your foot down towards the floor, on the floor, and look at something unmoving. Try to fix your glance on something so you can hold your balance. I keep thinking I used to be able to do this. So bending into the knees now, so you're squatting down a little bit, and then lifting up and opening the wings. All right, let's try that again. So use your arms wherever they want to be. Squat down a little bit if you can. and then lift up and open. Woo! That's a little bit of a workout, huh? Okay, let's try it on the other side now. My chair over. So now I'm lifting the other leg. Try to bend into the knee, relax the lower back, engage the butt muscles. Bring the same arm as leg into the front, and then bring the other one into it. So you're stacking the elbows together, and your hands or palms together. Best you can. I'm going to actually lean against my chair a little bit, hold my balance. Good. And then if you can, lower down, lift up, and open. That feel good? Spacious. Let's try it one more time. Balance exercises are tricky at the front of it, and when you start it, you may not be good at it, but if you keep practicing, you'll become better at it. It's like anything else. Lowering down and lifting up, lift off. All right, very good. Have a little water if you'd like. I'm going to go into a few water poses. And I have an idea. At the end of the class, anybody wants to stay for a few minutes, we'll put it on gallery view. We'll say hi to each other. And I have a question. Which element felt like the strongest, like I'm really in touch with earth, or I'm really in touch with my airiness? No, not yet, not yet. We're not done yet. Thank you. So at the end, in a few minutes, we'll check in. Like, what's my strong one? What I feel really good about, and which one am I a little bit wobbly or weaker on, or I'm in touch with, and I want to work on that. All right, so we're going to do fountain pose. So our toes are going to lift. We're going to lift up on our toes. So let's practice that, up and down on our toes. Up and down. Feel your calves getting involved. Feel your belly pulling in. Up and down. Now we're going to bring our arms into it. We've done a lot with our arms and shoulders, so make sure you're doing okay. If you get any little cranky shoulders, stop. We're going to lift up like water, rising up and then flowing down. So it's up, hold at the top, and come down. Picture the water flowing, fountain with rising water and cascading water. And let's stay up at the top and put our hands together, put our hands, fingertips touching each other above our head, or right above our crown, or at our forehead, or at our chest, just touching the fingers together as we balance. And release. Good. Okay, I have one more water pose that we did before. We call it the wheel, the water wheel. So I'm going to get on this mat so you can see me fully. And we're going to make motion. It's a moving pose. So one foot stepped in front of the other like we did when we were in pyramid. And we're going to be able to bend and come back. So try that. Bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. The back leg stays straight. Could bend a little bit, I guess, when you're bending forward. Don't lock the knee. Okay, now our arms are going to make the motion of holding on to the sides of a wheel. So picture a wheel, holding it on the sides. And as I bend my knee forward, I'm reaching with that wheel, and then I'm pulling the wheel back towards me. It goes around and back, out front back towards me. So this is balance, flow, connecting with our movement. Now we're going to go the reverse, out, and bring the wheel back in. This is a water wheel. I just passed one in the mountains the other day when I was coming home. It's a beautiful water wheel. The snow melt comes off and goes through it. Used to make electricity, but now it's just a sight. Good. Doesn't that feel good? So these simple movements can activate all the joints and muscles and tissue. Very helpful. Activates our brains, clears the mind, brings good chemicals into our body. Okay, so we're in this parallel stance, and we're just going to check this side, bending and straightening. Good. And now we'll go with the wheel so that we're reaching out and we're bringing the wheel back towards us. So 4 or 5 times with your breath. Removing the water, flushing the water system. Good. Now go the other way. Push it out. Bring it back. One more. Very good. All right, march it out. Let's just stop. Take a moment to reorganize ourselves. We feel our earth energy, our groundedness, our mountainness. Hopefully we feel water moving through our body, our heart's beating, it's flushing fresh blood through, our lymph system's clearing away the debris. Feeling the heat. Perhaps your body's heated up, perhaps you have a little sweat going. Just feel warm, your muscles are warm, that's the fire energy. And the air is our thoughts. What thought do you want to think right now? Feel some gratitude. So I'll give you a seed thought. Let's put our hands to our sides now and widen our stance a little bit. We're going to end with some fire poses to warm ourselves up for the rest of our day. It's actually kind of warm here in our Colorado weather. So this is to open up the chest and expand the lungs and allow the shoulders to come back into place, because you know as well as I do that we've gotten terrible posture, especially looking down at phones. I see my neighbors walking like this. It's like, oh man, we're shortening the front here, this pec muscle. So this is to open up the pecs, open up the chest, open up the breathing, open up the air. So the pose is like this. We're going to have our fingers wide, dropped slightly behind our body. And we're going to use our breath in and out through our nose. It's a pumping motion with our arms. So in another branch of yoga, not hatha yoga, but kundalini yoga, it's a lot about clearing the energy pathways through rhythmic breath. So we're going to do a little bit of that. So in and out through the nose. Let your knees relax, let your feet spread. Shoulders are down. Open with the inhale, close, and arms come to the sides with the exhale. Good. Now we're going to try that same rhythmic breath, but we're going to cross in the front, like windshield wipers. Go into your knees so you don't arch your back. Good. That clears the air. We'll do one more this way. Remember, goddess pose. Our fingers are open and wide. I don't know about you, but sometimes my hands fall asleep or my thumb falls asleep. We got to keep that energy moving in our hands. Okay, so we're going to go up and down on the inhale, exhale. Knees are bent, tailbones grounded. Pull your belly in. And relax. Ah, very good. Let's have a little seat. Just take a moment to center ourselves. Just feel your heartbeat. Feel your breath coming and going. It's a wonderful practice for self-care. Take this 45, 50 minutes to just nurture yourself back into balance. So I'm going to ask the question. In just a moment, we'll go into gallery view. So if you want to say goodbye in gallery view and not talk, that's fine. If you want to talk, please do. I'm just going to ask you, like, which element feels like a strong one for you, and which one are you kind of need to focus on? Feel more balanced, grounded, feel more flowing, feel more clear, feel more energetic, right? So let's check in. I'll move my chair a little closer so I can say hi up close and personal. Hi. So great to see everybody. Let's put our camera on. How you feeling? Somebody's still moving up there. Yeah. Feels so good to move. So that you can use all these elements out in nature, of course, walking on the earth, taking a walk on the sidewalk or a trail or your yard, and feel the earth, feel the trees, the birds, the butterflies, the animals. You can feel the water. I love to walk by a creek near my house. Feel the sun nourishing and energizing me, air cooling my skin.
Well,
So
in case people are feeling shy, I guess I will just go first and hopefully others, will speak up too. I think balance is just so, so important because, like you were saying, we don't, want to fall. And, I think the air, that's like kind of the most challenging for me, though they're all really challenging. But this was really a great practice.
Oh,
Thank
thank
you.
thank you. So the air element is something you'll focus on, meaning
Mm.
what, the spacious thoughts kind of element.
Yeah. Yeah, what you're working on, just, and the different movements of keeping balance.
Great, great. Thank you. Anyone else want to share what element feels really strong for you and which one are you wanting to focus a little more on?
I'd like to do more balance. I need to work on my balance. The last few years, it seems.
I know, so true. Most of us feel that way, huh? That Yeah, I know a lot of balance poses, and I've been taking classes, and she has some really good balance ones. We had one where we were standing on one leg and then opening weights between our hands.
Oh,
That was
oh wow.
really good. Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
this is my first time with you all. I had taken some yoga many, many, many years ago, and I felt really strong with the earth, but I've had two total knee replacements since then, and all that seems to have gone. I don't feel like I remember feeling that like I was bringing the earth up into my body. So I'm going to really have to work on that. But I felt really good doing the water, and I never even thought of it. I mean, I didn't click. I guess I've been doing some of it without even realizing it. But thank you. I'm looking forward to spending the rest of these meetings with you all.
Thank you. So great to have you. Thanks for sharing. Anyone else want to share?
Actually, this is my first class too. And I hope somebody can maybe post the link for signing up for future classes. That would be helpful. For Ruth, I thought it was a great class. What I think I felt strong about, I've been doing a lot of balance work. So the balance was, it's always both reassuring and challenging. The eagle pose was basically the most challenging. I had never done it before. It was both, as I said, it was both somewhat, I had to kind of learn the sequence, the idea of getting your arms in place before doing the leg position. And also, I liked your modified leg position. Bending my knee back was a good compromise for the side that was not as strong.
Yeah, that is a challenging pose. I used to teach for years in studios, and I always had a challenge pose for the week. And that was always one of them because it is challenging, to go down, to crouch all the way down. Some people could go all the way down to touch their butt to the floor and come back up and then stretch. So something to work towards, right?
Yeah. And I appreciated the fact that you tried to keep yourself not so far back. It's always nice just from a visual perspective about being able to see what you're doing. When you're mostly your feet, your hands, I liked when you gave us a kind of a quick demo of what you were doing, even if your hands were out of the camera. But your feet, if you could kind of do a similar thing, I don't expect you to do your feet, but maybe a verbal cue of when your feet, especially your back foot, if it's not visible, if just to give, I just sometimes don't remember.
Sure.
I'm sort of looking at the position of your leg just to see if I'm on target. But that,
I'll do that. Yeah, I just don't want to get so far away.
No, I agree totally.
You had 2 mats set up, so thanks for the feedback.
Yeah, and I really did appreciate your being aware of from a just how can I best be seen. I would much prefer things not be quite like your feet if you could just give us a verbal, but it was a great class. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for coming. Anyone else want to share?
I just wanted to mention, I think it was you, Nancy, who said, you wanted to sign up for more classes. And Eleanor, our staff person, just said in the chat that the link for our next class will be shared along with the recording for the post-event email. So you could do this class again and then have the opportunity to sign up for the future classes.
Exactly. Oh, that's great.
Yep. And Nancy, just so that you're aware, we host this class on the second Friday of every month throughout the year.
Oh, that's good for me to know because I did not know it was in every other. That's really important. Could you also, Eleanor, are you able to post a link of how do I get to the recordings?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, that would really help me because in the odd week, I'll just go to the recording. But I really appreciate when the recordings are included. That is just terrific.
Sure.
So thank you. That's
actually great. A direct link. I'll share those in the post-event email as well. But here is a direct link to register for all classes for the remainder of the year.
Okay, that's great. And then I had a passcode issue, so I couldn't get in. Does it always require a passcode?
Okay, usually not.
I
think a few folks were having